What up guys? I wanted to do this tutorial for a very long time, and I think now is the perfect opportunity, especially after we found so many new strats this year. And the goal of this video, or this tutorial series, will be to make the run more accessible for anybody who wants to run it, but also for people who just want to watch the run, because I think you can appreciate a run a lot more if you know what's going on and what the runner is actually doing. I will assume that most of you already have a basic knowledge of what's going on in the game, so I won't explain every little thing that I'm doing. So for example, if I tell you to flying swallow, I will just assume that you know what that is. But I will explain a few very speedrun specific things that I think a lot of people don't have on their radar. Okay, let's start with one simple rule the game has. Every ninja or mage that gets launched or is jumping and is actively in the air, or is crawling by losing a leg or you downing them, or wall running, will be instantly killed by a flying swallow from your sword. This is incredibly important and is used a lot in Chapter 1. I will refer to this as insta-kill FS from now on. The next thing I want to talk about is the sword's X counter into dodge cancel. If you counter with X with a sword, you can cancel into a dodge, and from that you can instantly FS the enemy, which will always insta-kill them, because if you delimb them, it will always be a lag and the FS will kill. But even if you don't delimb them, as you can see here, you will still down them, so they will still die. Okay, there's another thing I want to talk about, but before I do so, I have to mention one thing first. The primary way of disposing ninja in Chapter 1 is the flying swallow. Ideally, you just want to flying swallow everybody and decap them on the first hit, which obviously doesn't happen all the time. If it doesn't, you can throw the enemy against the wall after the flying swallow to kill them. The problem is that to throw an enemy, they have to be standing upright. So if they are tumbling, which they are after a flying swallow, you cannot throw them. But what you can do is flying swallow an enemy, then quickly throw a shuriken in their direction to make them stand upright, and then you can throw them immediately against the next wall, which will always insta-kill them. This is primarily used in the Lunar fight in Chapter 1, and you will see me do it a lot. Alright, one more thing. Wall running. I think everybody is aware of how wall runs exactly work, but there is one little detail I want to add here. If said wall doesn't go into a corner and has an actual ending, and you wall run all the way to the end, you will land slightly on the right side of the wall, making going around the corner a lot easier and more efficient. Alright, now that we're all on the same level of understanding, I think we can go ahead and check out the run. The first fight is pretty straightforward. As soon as you hear the music go, you want to FS to the left side to potentially decap the first guy there immediately. And after that you funnel all of the ninja in that little tight area, so your flying swallow does the most damage possible. And of course, if you get the chance, use the counter X dodge cancel to dispose of the rest. As soon as everybody's dead, you want to go safe first and then visit Muramasa, because if you do it the other way around, you will just lose time. One more thing I gotta mention that's important. In this game, you never ever want to hold your stick forward while a cutscene is playing. I know you think that, oh, I want to go fast after it ends, but just don't, because if you do that, Ryu will magically turn around and just move the other direction. So wait until the gameplay boots a little bit and then start holding forward. Next objective is to get to the Inferno chest as fast as possible. The best way to interact with chests or doors is to dodge towards them and spam the interact button. To get around the next corner, you can use that little wall run trick that I was just talking about. If you dodge into the right corner of the Inferno chest and interact with it immediately, you can get a funny skip that will teleport Ryu away from the chest. I will show it here once. It is super useful, but it's super hard to get as well, but might as well go for it. For the next drop, you want to cancel out of the landing animation by doing an on-landing forward X shuriken cancel, but backwards. But you also want to center the cam at the same time, so you land in the right positioning. You will see me do that quite a few times in Chapter 1. Next chest is a life upgrade that you can skip when you get better, but I would definitely advise picking it up when you start out running this. The herb though? Get it, it's important for later. I will use Wind Path a couple of times during Chapter 1 to get past enemies safer, but I have to point out that it's a tiny bit slower than just dodge jumping, but personally I prefer to sacrifice a little bit of speed sometimes for more consistency. I like to hug the wall here before I flip up, so I land in front of the tree. Makes it easier to go into a straight line and actually FS over the bridge. Quite tricky. What I like to do on the staircase is wind path both ninja running up and then go into an FS to completely iframe the archer section. Of course this guy ruins my whole plan, but you get the idea. While jumping over the poles, you want to stay on the leftmost side so the ninja don't get a lot of chances knocking you down. We have to get rid of all of these ninjas, and the best way to do it is to lure them all to the other side and then use Inferno to knock them all into the pit. Positioning here is extremely important, so look exactly where I'm standing. Ideally you want to use 2 Ninpo, but if you have to use 3, no biggie, there is a chest with red orbs at the next save that you can open. Okay, next fight is a bit tricky, and the first thing you want to do is kill that mage that spawns on the right side. Best case scenario is you guillotine throw him against the wall and he instantly dies. Sometimes he will need an additional FS to kill, and sometimes he will be a real smartass and make your life harder by dodging out of the way. After the mage is gone, you want to stay close to the door and use flying swallows to decap all of the rest. If they don't instantly decap, use a shuriken into wall split, just like I showed at the beginning of the video. This is also why you want to stay close to the door here. If they pressure you and try to hit you, make use of the X counter into insta-kill FS. It is extremely powerful and super useful here. If you do the fight really quickly, the last couple of enemies will run towards you from either side. Remember when I said enemies in the air get killed instantly by a flying swallow? Well, if they jump down that little tiny gap, you can actually catch them in the air and instantly kill them, which is how you want to end the fight. After that, you want to land in front of the door, ideally facing it, which I didn't do here. Then you want to just get the Lunar, and in case you have used more than 2 Ninpo earlier, also the chest here. Next you want to get to the Zen Garden as fast as possible, and on the way pick up the ultimate GAIDEN scroll. Earlier this year we found out that picking up the scroll makes less enemies spawn in the Zen Garden if you use at least 1 UT. In the next fight you want to get rid of the first guy with an insta-kill FS right away. Try to aim at that little lamp there. Requires quite a bit of practice to get down. Then just do a Lunar UT to kill the other 3 ninja and dispose of any survivors. The next chest has a lot of monies in it, so you want to get it. Now you want to destroy the paper wall first and then get the chest. This way the ninja don't spawn there. Then we have another insta-kill FS. Try to aim at that little area there. After the Muramasa cutscene, jump down the well and do another on-landing forward X but backwards with a shuriken cancel and cam center, just like you did in the beginning of the chapter. I like to do an in-air X to get over this gap, even though an FS is faster but also riskier. This is another drop where you want to cancel the landing frames just like we did before. Look at that smartass. First thing you want to do here is break the plant to get the essence, and then do a Lunar UT to hopefully kill all 5 guys at once. If not, dispose of the rest quickly. Then switch to the sword and make your way up to the keycard. I'm using a combination of wall runs and on-landing jumps to get up the staircase as quickly as possible. Get the keycard and then use the walls to get past all the ninja who are roaming here. On the first wall you want to use that little corner trick that I showed in the beginning, and on the second wall you want to let go of the stick before you reach the corner so you don't wall run around it. Next, you want to manipulate the mages to not spawn in front of the door, and you can do that by wall running and actively turning the cam towards the wall, so they have no place to spawn. Then, after you enter the door, do not dodge, just simply walk towards the ladder and jump onto it, otherwise you will miss it. Use an FS here to potentially decap some guys and stack some essence for your next UT. After that, go on top, spawn everybody, and then drop back down, do a UT, potentially funneling everyone. You need to do this 2 or 3 times depending on how it goes, and it's really important to collect as much essence as you can while still leaving a few orbs for your next UT. This is a really important fight because the essence you get here will be used to upgrade the Lunar in Chapter 2. If you don't have at least 10,000 by the end of this chapter, it's a reset. You don't want to look it up and lose time, so the only way to know if you made enough money is when you get to the shop. But we made 13k, so we good. The Rasetsu strat is incredibly simple. You start by charging an ET, then dodge jump back and immediately charge a UT. After that you go into Inferno and FS. Sometimes that will instantly kill him, sometimes you will need another hit, but that's pretty much it. If he trolls you and screams at the beginning, it's the same strat, just ET and UT is switched around, so UT first, then ET. Alright, this is chapter 1. I think I covered it all, and I hope that everybody could follow, even though it was quite a lot to explain. Of course, this tutorial is segmented and everything went perfectly, so I could show off the strats, but let's see how our run would go in reality, shall we? As you can see, in reality, not everything goes as planned, but that's just Ninja Gaiden 2 for you. Alright, this is it. I hope you guys enjoyed and maybe give it a try yourself. And I'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe.